Lock in, lock in. We're go, let's go. Red, up.
On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky, eluding the pressure right. And his first look is incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Red, up.
Mike 51.
False start's going to push him back, but these days, how hard must it be to be an offensive lineman?
It's very hard, Brandon. You've got defensive linemen flinching, trying to draw you offside. You've got the loud crowds, and there are just so many super athletic players on defense now that you have to deal with each week. But through it all, these guys just sit in there for 4 quarters and slug it out.
And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
3 down.
Now it's Trubisky. And it's complete. The tight end, Deion Sims.
Let's go.
And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Lock in.
Right here, guys. Fight 51. Mike 51. It's coming this way. Here we go.
On 3rd down, Trubisky. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brad McDougal. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts.
Check 9.
Hey, 0. Tight. Green 80. Gotta go. Gun.
All day.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Sight. Green 80.
2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
Yeah, he's just trying to throw this ball into the hole in the zone, but those windows can open and close quickly, especially in the middle of the field. So if the timing's not right, we'll see interceptions like that one right there.
For the Chicago Bears, Charles, it's kind of the dust settles on this season. How do you think that they will remember it? Because right now, the fresh wound is there with the missed field goal. We get that. But it's a pretty good season they just had.
It certainly has been. Remember, they were last in the NFC North in 2018. They won the division in 2019. Their first NFC North title since 2010. They acquired Khalil Mack to begin the year. And remember, they had a heartbreaking loss at Green Bay on a Sunday night to open the season. A lot of teams would have gone south after that. Instead, they went 7-1 at home, won 9 of 10 to close the year. They're going to be heard from in the seasons to come.
And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. On 2nd down, here's Trubisky. Hits his target. It's Taylor Gabriel. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And a nice gain of 21 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he was like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Let's go, let's go.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Red,
Now Trubisky to throw. Dumps that off to his running back, Jordan Howard. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in the zone blitz, he's going to...
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Jordan Howard, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Bears have taken the early lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
He's got it at the 10. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Well, off topic, but we'd be remiss if we didn't point out what else was happening Super Bowl weekend. The Madden 19 Club Championship, 2nd major this season, 2 more to follow. And our winner, Pavin, representing the Oakland Raiders. He took down the Vikings, and your favorite, Charles, IB Strafen. He had to reach for the ibuprofen after a 38-24 beatdown in the final.
Well, you know if he was representing the Oakland Raiders, the Vikings went down, and they went down hard. That's how the Raiders do it.
How about Pavin, though, wins $100,000 for his efforts, also won Super Bowl tickets for the next day, unselfishly gave them to his father and his brother.
How about that? That's pretty cool. Congratulations, Pavin. Way to go.
On 2nd down, Wilson. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage. The drag route can be effective when it's run well.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Watch tight end.
Blue.
We got 3, fellas. We got 3.
After the interception, here's Trubisky. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The good pickup there, 20 yards. They go play action here on 1st down. Flushed out right. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Tight end right.
18.
Out.
There you go. We got. You see it?
Check.
Hey, 18.
On 2nd down, Trubisky. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like
Lock
you.
in, lock
Oh,
in.
my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
Here's Trubisky. This will be caught just inside the 10.
Hurry, hurry.
They do get 9, but it leads to 4th
Lock in,
down.
lock in.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping them from a first down.
Now stopped him in his tracks. He can run for it, and he will. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. Well, certainly not how they drew it up. A 4th down gamble turns into a 4th down scramble, but all is well. First down.
Double tight. Double tight. Odd.
Set up. 180.
Now a play fake here on first down. And that is incomplete here.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Let's go, let's
Howard
go.
all alone
Lock
in the
in, lock in.
backfield on 2nd and goal.
He's crashing.
Lock in, lock in. Set up. 180.
Mike's 5-4.
Red, set up.
Mike's 5-4.
Set up.
Here's Trubisky to throw. Forced out to his left. And he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. Mitchell Trubisky taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Bears will add on to their lead.
That was not a designed run. It was supposed to be a pass, but it turned into an exceptional run. What a scramble
Come on,
for a
gotta go, gotta
touchdown.
Now Trubisky will lead the Bears up to go for 2.
Tight left.
Blue, blue, blue.
3 down.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. That is caught. He's got it. And the lead will move to 14-0. And I guess that makes up for the earlier missed 2-point try here to get him to 14.
Yeah, that aggressiveness, it reminds me a lot of when basketball first adopted the three-point shot, and people were starting to realize that 3 for 2 was really starting to work for them. In this case now, maybe the 2 for 1 is coming into play in the NFL.
These items must be used when in your use. Please be considerate of neighboring fans when using radios or handheld televisions.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now. 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. They go read option with Wilson. The former Gamecock here. This is Mike Davis. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
19.
Play action. It's Wilson. Completes it to Dixon. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call them?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Mike Davis punching it in from a yard away. And the Seahawks able to make this a close game again. Sebastian Janikowski on for the PAT. Janikowski adds the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. Out to kick is Janikowski. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Well, CD, the NFL held its awards show the night before the Super Bowl, and as you and I had speculated the last few weeks, Patrick Mahomes, MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, and for the second straight season, how about Aaron Donald, Defensive Player of the Year?
Yeah, Donald was expected. We knew that was going to happen. Mahomes, we thought would happen. But there was that school of thought that maybe Drew Brees might walk away with the MVP since he's never...
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Lock in.
They run play action for Howard. Now Trubisky. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
The Bears on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be third and forever.
Lock in.
Check.
They go play action. Trubisky steps away. Now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side of the field. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Lock in. Set up.
They'll indeed go for it with Trubisky. Flush to his right.
Baby, come on, let's go.
And that's complete to the Memphis man, Anthony Miller. And unable to break away, they stop him a few yards shy. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. Before this next drive gets going, we need to discuss the Hall of Fame inductees. There will be 8 in the 2019 class. We got Champ Bailey, Tony Gonzalez, Ty Law. Who else am I forgetting in there?
Well, how about a big guy, a lineman, Kevin Mawai, who was absolutely terrific in his career. How about Ed Reed with the Baltimore Ravens and the great job he did in the secondary there. Pat Bowlen, Gil Brandt as contributors, the owner of the Broncos and the longtime scout with the Cowboys. And I love the senior committee bringing in Johnny Robinson, the safety with Kansas City.
Tony Gonzalez was a first ballot guy. And, of course, when I hear Ty Law's name, you think, wow, he started this great Patriots dynasty that we're still living in.
You're exactly right. And the Patriots, with all of their championships, probably underrepresented in the Hall of Fame.
And down inside the 15 he goes. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. On 2nd down, Davis. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Mike Davis with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. Janikowski good with the extra point. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. Pretty move. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Looking to throw, Trubisky on 1st down. Looking deep for Gabriel. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion. Kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Escaping the pressure right. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the 1st half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Eluding the... And a big loss here as he's taken down. Got to be careful here. They need to move quickly, but it's also 4th.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Here we go on 4th down with Trubisky. And this is incomplete. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. As Seattle makes their way back out here, Charles, let's take a little deeper dive as they go into the offseason, what they need to do. They led the NFL in rushing yards. You talked about it. They ran the football well. Where do they need to improve?
Maybe a little less stubbornness in establishing the run at times because Chris Carson, their lead back, didn't get started against Dallas. Mike Davis couldn't add a whole lot. Rashad Penny, who was a rookie, he didn't add a whole lot in that one as well. Sometimes you have to let Russell Wilson be the guy and let him throw it around. They'll continue to work on that in the offseason to fortify him with a few more weapons on the perimeter, I believe.
And they'll get him down right about the 20. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half.
Check 27. Eyes on 27.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Right. Blue 80.
Check. 4 down.
18.
He's moving, boys. He's moving.
Zebra. 14.
Hey.
Be alert.
24. Watch 24.
Shot.
Mike's 59.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down.
Shot. Blue 15. 14. Front it. Hey, over here. 12.
59's Mike. Check. 59. Check.
They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Danny Trevathan. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range, but boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
Throwing here, Trubisky. He's going to air one out. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one goes for 36 yards.
Usually hitting a deep post pattern, as we just saw there, for a big gainer, that's tough to do because you usually have a safety or two in the middle of the field. But if you hit enough crossers and underneath routes and curls, you start to get those guys creeping up, wanting to make plays on the football. It's the equivalent of a changeup in baseball. You show your other stuff, throw the changeup, and on that play, it worked for big yardage.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Trubisky will throw. And a hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Get him, boy.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right.
Let's go.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since.
Blue.
Hey, we are.
Red, top.
Play action. It's Trubisky rolling to his right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Taylor Gabriel as the first half is winding down, and the Bears have broken the tie.
Boy, that route is really tough to cover because if they're running it correctly, you think it's really going to be a slant.
Yeah, well, we talk all the time about how it's tough to execute offensively, but you're saying, don't forget, it's tough to cover for the defense, too.
Yeah, the number one thing that you're taught is to not get caught inside or get beat inside. So you guard that a little bit more. So that gives you a little bit more space to operate outside if you start your move initially inside if you're a receiver.
This one fielded at the 5. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Final 10 seconds of the half as they've got it 1st and 10.
Watch 84.
Shot. Green 80.
Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an
Hey.
Motion!
Green 80,
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And now Sebastian Janikowski on from a long distance. He's hit from 61 and 63 in his career. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. Oh, now he bowls him over. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at his 4. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally.
Come on,
I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally.
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Leonard Floyd in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here.
Tight end's right.
Tight. Blue 80.
3 down. 58, right over there. Yeah.
Wilson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right.
Hey, over here.
Hey. We got three.
Tight. Blue 15.
You go tight. You got tight.
12.
Shift.
14.
58's the mic. 58's the mic.
12.
Here we go on fourth with Wilson. Now he'll let it go deep left side. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position.
Double tight.
On first down, they run with Howard.
Run.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Jordan Howard, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bears will extend their lead.
Touchdown, baby. Let's
Still
go.
plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Well, it's first 5 minutes, first three, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. So unable to throw it in for two from the two. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a two-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on fourth, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold
But he
up.
trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive.
And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Adrian Amos with a pick, and they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Tight end right. We got three down.
On first down, Trubisky. He's going to let this one go deep. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10.
Baby.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Allen Robinson, 42 yards. And the Bears turn that interception into a touchdown. Now Trubisky will lead the Bears up to go for two.
Double tight. Three down.
Now it's Trubisky. Dancing to his left. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by two more. So that one will be accepted.
Still available on a seasonal basis. Premium seat areas allow guests to enjoy access to private club facilities, indoor seating, enhanced food and beverage menu, and much more. For more information on premium season tickets, please see a guest service specialist.
Sight. Green 80.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Khalil Mack in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
58's
On second down, here's Wilson. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Leonard Floyd in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon.
Joker.
Hey.
Motion.
Tempo.
Hey, check motion, man.
Off the play fake, here's Wilson. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth.
We got 3, fellas. We got 3.
They'll indeed go for it with Wilson.
Under crunch.
And it is incomplete. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Lock in.
12's
Now Trubisky on first down. Flushed out right. Looking deep for Gabriel. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break, taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Strong right.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson.
Watch 32.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A great effort there. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit. Well called, well blocked, and then he just made a great play. That was an athlete going a long way.
Yeah, how about the suddenness, too, of just getting there and taking off and going? For the defensive guys, plays like that really hurt.
Janikowski adds the extra point, and the lead will be cut down to 14. Out to kick is Janikowski. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And I think the ball's out. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. If ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Flush to his right. Looking deep for Gabriel. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
The Bears on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Now it's Trubisky. Steps away to his left. He may try and run for this. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down. This is Cohen. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
Let's go.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Bradley McDougald that time able to knock it away.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turned into a nice play.
The Bears on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 6. Now Trubisky. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Trubisky and the troops staying out there. They will go for it.
Single.
Lock in.
Hey, 80.
Set up.
They're going to try and throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. This defense figured out something in the locker room. That's 2 third-quarter picks now.
And you just wonder, did he get too comfortable in the locker room himself? His team has the lead. Take care of the football. He's putting them in jeopardy right now.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 44. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now, 1st and 15 following the delay of game.
Green 80.
Go ahead, baby.
Now a toss play. It's Carson. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. He wipes out the penalty yardage with a good run to get it back to 2nd and 7.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get in that type of a game. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move.
Check 50.
Hey, we got 3 down.
Tight. Green 80.
To throw is Wilson on 3rd down. And Dixon over the middle. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. Wilson now, 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Tight end right.
Now it's Carson. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Adrian Amos up to make the tackle.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. Have to go for this, don't you?
And they thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in 4-down territory. Backed up, in good situation, it didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
Hey. 4 down.
Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. He's at the 40, the 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a 4th quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Oh, and it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4.
Partner, that type of a lead, and they're going to fake it from the 15 to try and pick up a 2-point play instead of kicking it through the post. Come on, man. Put that in mothballs. Come on. Come on. Don't do that.
Put that in mothballs?
Yeah, preserve that for it. That's an ancient relic. Faking it. I can understand you want to rub it in a little. You fake it when you snapped it from the 3. But from the 15, mothball that bad boy, just like my grandmother had.
Yeah,
in her attic, the stuff she used to preserve.
My grandmother did the same. It smelled terrible. Wilson, the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line.
Blue 15.
Back to the air, Wilson after the pick 6. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
Green 80.
Hey, guys, check me out. We got 3 down, but we got to over there.
2nd and 10 now, Wilson. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, the big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. They run for it with Carson. And an alley to run. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. Janikowski now for the point after. Janikowski good with the extra point, and that cuts this lead down to 13. Out to kick is Janikowski. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a two-score game. The interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful here if they do indeed try to throw the football.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised by the last throw. You know, that type of...
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this.
Man left, man left. 4 down, 4 down.
They run it with Carson. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Big Eddie Goldman there on the tackle. Clock running, and the Seahawks, they're running too, trying to speed up to the line of scrimmage. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. The defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. The intended target, Doug Baldwin. And now it's second down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
Green 80. Motion, I got one.
They'll toss it out to Carson, and he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. That second down run, a big help as 7 yards leaves them with just a 3rd and 3 now.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Watch left.
Hey, easy. Check 51.
Here's Wilson. This will be caught just inside the 10. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Now, the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, some of those windows that throw the football that exist when you're between the 20s, they don't exist when you're this close to the goal line. But as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line. Tighter windows made it easier to cover people, actually.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out.
Check. Crunch.
Tight. Green 80.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Prince Amukamara. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch, counter punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Now he'll let it go deep right. It's caught inside the 25. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game.
Let's go. We're on the ball.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
And this is going to be intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Left. 58 is Mike. Hey, over here. He's tired of us.
One last shot for Wilson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is dropped and incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is. Ball game. A big offensive explosion. Guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. From Seattle, so long, everybody.